that Stephen tricked us, Jenna, to thinking you might be leaving, and of course you're not, and that's brilliant news, and I think we're all thrilled. I'm going to say, we didn't get Stephen to say this, but I'll say it as well, that you have to keep a secret, everyone has to keep it a secret, that we know that you're staying, and you're not going anywhere. Because that's the big deal, isn't it? So how does it feel to that you're staying?
I was hoping Stephen was going to be in the room at this point.
Yeah, yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, and he said plus while he went to the loo, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
we'll recap when he comes back.
Yeah. I'm telling all the spoilers that we've told you.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I get a whole other series of stories with the Doctor, and I think for me, I couldn't walk away with the story being unresolved, and there's so much more to do. I think they've finally just reached a point where they really understand each other. Peter?
No, I'm thrilled. I think Jenna's just been fantastic, and it's just been such a pleasure to work with her, especially for me. Coming as a new person into the show, she's just been fantastic, and so I was so excited and delighted when she finally...
That's the most applause I've ever had for doing that.
We started with that, just to recap.
Yeah, thanks for that, Boyd. I feel really special.
I just was saying how you kind of tricked us into thinking Jenna might be going, and
yes.
Not, and we've got a huge round of applause for the news that she's staying.
Okay,
yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
Let's keep it a secret.
A word on that.
Yes.
Now, members of the press and bloggers and people, you all know what a secret is, yeah? And you all know how to keep it. You've done that brilliantly for years on Doctor Who. MPs. The word secret seems such a fluid word. But this is like really important. Okay, it's not like one of those other ones that you don't bother so much about. This is a really important one. Keep this a secret, and people will love you more. You will find that. People love you more if they think you know something they don't. And this is what you're going to do today. Could the rest of the audience explain to the MPs here what a secret is? Result. So we're all going to keep it quiet, yeah? Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Jenna is obviously in all of next series, which we're delighted to inform the Daily Mirror of, because, you know, they reported it both ways, in the hope that they would definitely be right. So, anyway, yes.
I believe that you deliberately planted the idea in our minds that Clara might be dead, didn't you? You plotted this all along.
Well, I mean, there was a certain amount of toing and throwing, wasn't there, Jenna? Yeah, I mean, yes. But I mean, I think it's exciting when Jenna said that, because I always think I'm quite good at winding up people on this, but Jenna completely outplayed me by when she was saying, was it on that breakfast interview, TV interview, was saying, I'm not telling you whether I'm staying or going because it's more exciting. And it just sort of occurred to us all that we don't start shooting until January, so for once we could actually keep it a secret. The end of this episode is a proper secret. So, you know, the final moments when you think she might have got really, really old and, you know, dead, and then you realise she hasn't. It's more exciting if we keep it that way. Looking at you, MPs.
I'm just going to ask a couple of questions myself, and then, by the way, I'm going to throw it to you. So any question you have about this episode or Doctor Who, anything to do with Doctor Who, please be thinking I'll try and come to you. Peter, I just wanted to ask you, how does it feel at the end of your first series? The first Christmas special, is it everything you wanted it to be? Does it feel...
Yeah, I can't believe it's gone so quickly. It seems, and funnily, we just had the read-through today for the first of next year's, which reminded me that I went through the same thing last year. I was absolutely terrified because I didn't know him. Suddenly it's 200 people in the room and they're all looking at you, and you have to sort of be Doctor Who. But it's a pleasure. It's been wonderful. The scripts have been fantastic. The crew in Cardiff are fabulous. Jenna's fabulous. All the actors we've had on board have been fabulous. You know, it's just been a great. You know, it's been fun. Really good fun.
And Jenna, I think the incredible thing about the last series and this special, it feels like not only we've got the new Doctor and Peter's been incredible, but it's been an incredible season for you, hasn't it? Like you've got to do stuff that companions often don't normally get to do. It seems to me it's just been absolutely heavily focused on you. Has it felt that way for you?
It's felt like it's given us what it's done is the arrival of the 12th Doctor has just kind of dropped this whole bombshell and allow the dynamic to totally change. So I think just when Clara was feeling more comfortable in the relationship, it's suddenly thrown something totally new up, and I think the comeuppance of that and the story that we've got to tell over the season has been thrilling.
And Stephen, is it hard to think of a new Christmas-based story every? Because it's such a tradition, the Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Part of New Who is it?
Eddie Brady.
Yeah.
Not from the moment you just think, what if he met Santa? There is actually an old comic strip with William Hartnell meeting Santa. Yeah? You haven't got that?
I haven't got that.
Yeah, call yourself a fan. I do. So I've always wanted to see that. I've always wanted to see them face to face.
And you've shown us with that tangerine at the end that Santa exists. I mean, yeah, it's good.
Sorry, has there been doubt
No.
about that? Of course he's
I
real.
like tangerines.
Yeah, I like tangerines too. But it's not my favourite item in the Christmas stocking.
That's fine.
Because I kind of think I can get tangerine elsewhere. I mean, I'm a total believer in Santa Claus, but the tangerine I kind of think I can get from the fruit.
That's true. And a word about Nick Frost, a brilliant casting. It's certainly coming with us tonight.
Yeah.
Was he immediately your first choice?
Well, it's down to our brilliant casting director, Andy Pryor, who always has the best. I don't know, is Andy here tonight? He's not here, so I won't say nice things about him. He just comes up with amazing lists all the time, people that you've heard of but you never thought of in that role. The more you see Nicholas Frost to play Santa Claus, he looks like Santa Claus, and actually, if Santa Claus were to choose an earthly name, it would actually be Nicholas Frost. And I think he might actually be Santa. In fact, I think he is.
Let's settle that. Right, let's waste no further time on my questions. Let's throw them to you guys. So we've got Mike somewhere, I think. There's a chap right in the front row with a leg in the past. I think he deserves a question. Yeah. Got a while. Here's a mic. Here we go. There you go.
Why does the sonic screwdriver change in the Doctors? I know, but David Tennant has a different screwdriver.
Well, if you've been paying attention, in the village square scene in the 11th hour, the 11th Doctor is using the 10th Doctor screwdriver, but it blows up, and the TARDIS gives them a new one at the end. So he doesn't change per Doctor, and as any fool knows, Tom Baker was using John Pertwee's for ages. Would you like me to give you specific references DVDs? Because I can. Would you like me to list all the stories in which it appears? I can do that too, because I'm just endlessly fun.
There's a young lady there who's got the mic already.
So how many dreams actually were there?
Question. In life? No. Well, there was everything except the very last scene is a dream. Everything except the very last scene didn't happen. So there's quite a few. I haven't counted. But the next time you watch it, and I know you will, I want you to know how many dreams are nested inside each other. But there are a lot of dreams. Complicated. Have you ever done that? I always wake up and I think, oh, I've got to get up now. So I get up and I really hate getting up, and I get dressed and I hate getting dressed and I hate going downstairs, and then I wake up again. And think, oh, I've got to do it twice, that's rubbish. I've gone through that 3 or 4 times. So I thought I'd share that with you in a Christmas special.
There's a chap there with the mic, and I'll go to the chap back there. Just here.
Is it hard being in Doctor Who?
No. Wasn't the slightest. It's the easiest thing I've ever done. I hope you get a chance to try it yourself. Everybody should. No, it's not hard. It's wonderful. It's because we have such a great team and the scripts are so great. It's such a fun program, and it's just such an amazing, iconic thing in the world. I mean, it's people keep saying to me, "Is it weird suddenly being recognised in a way we weren't recognised before and whatnot?" But the thing is, you walk down the street and people see, they look at you and go, "It's Doctor Who." They say, "There's Peter." There's a bloke with funny hair. They go, "It's Doctor Who," and they smile as if they're happy to see Doctor Who. So you get the benefit of all those smiles. So that's a lovely and very special experience.
The young man with the mic.
What was your favourite scene to act and why?
Hey.
Both of you.
I don't know why it suddenly came to my head, but the one we had a really funny one where in the Forest of the Night there was a pack of wolves, but there was like 6 that we had to imagine, but there was only 1 stick and 1 tennis ball. That was quite a cool experience. Going over the fence.
Yes, because the wolves weren't really there.
Yes.
So you had to just look at the tennis ball.
Yeah.
Yes, you missed that bit out.
Sorry.
But it's Christmas. There's lots of, the funny thing is there's so many wonderful scenes that get cut out as well, just because there's quite enough time. So we do lots and lots of special and wonderful things that end up not there. There's no one day when they're somewhere. What was my...
I was thinking today about the scenes where me and Peter were both in the dream crabs, and because we had quite a few scenes where we just had to almost sat in quite companionable silence.
Yes.
Because obviously you can't really see or hear anything.
Yes, yeah. I like the scenes with Santa Claus. They were fun, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
Nick made me laugh a lot.
And the sleigh sequence, the whole sleigh sequence. In fact, that was one of the funnest days we've ever had on set. And you went home at night and you were still, we call it, when you're on the sled, it's like, it's called a gimbal. So it's actually like a ride as such, but with but much better than a ride. And when you go home at night, you're kind of still gimbaling.
That was amazing to see the Doctor having fun on that sleigh. Yeah, back there, gentleman in the red, I think, on there.
How do the dream crabs actually reproduce?
Well, in groups of 3. It's quite a normal yet loving and nurturing process. And when little dream crab comes into mummy and daddy dream crab and says, "I've had a nightmare," they say, "We know." And that's really it. It's very like human beings, except they're crabs and completely made up.
Young man here, in the second row.
Okay, just a couple of questions for Stephen. First things first, would I be allowed to keep the rumour, like the trick that you played, going on social media?
Sorry, say again?
Can I keep the trick going on social media? Talk about like how the ending was so sad and...
Yes, you sorry, where am I looking? Yes, go ahead, say that again so I can look at you and I can...
Would I be allowed to keep the rumour, the trick that you spread?
Yes, absolutely.
Can I keep it going?
It's a very sad ending, absolutely. I'm always in favour of lying. Please do. In my name.
Just a couple of questions, just one question about the last scene with the fade out on the orange. Are the dream crabs going to be a recurring thing throughout the series? Because it almost seems like you're making an allusion to like Santa Claus actually existing, or like the dream crabs.
Santa Claus actually exists, what are you trying to say? It was the Times reader obviously represents the fact that Santa Claus stage managed the whole thing to get the Doctor and Clara back together. Otherwise, everything would be miserable and rubbish. Yeah. So yes, I mean, but that's what It's like the walking stick at the end of Miracle on 34th Street. It's a great film. It's a great 2 films.
See, that's on the list.
Actually, it's a great 3 films. It's the TV movie version, which I really like as well.
That was on the list of paper which you had to watch on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Alien, what's the other one?
Yeah, Mythos 3, Thing from Another World.
And Thrones Marathon.
And Thrones Marathon. I nearly put that scary thing with Kerry Mulligan in, but I thought that was just too self-referential.
Back there.
What's your favourite episode from this series?
That's a good question.
Wow, so,
Right on, yeah.
who are you asking?
What's your favourite episode of the series?
Well, I like, I said obviously, everything's wonderful, everything's all right, but in fact, I love Listen. I think Listen is very special, and the finale I enjoy. Last 2 episodes.
Deep breath for me, I think.
I honestly think whatever one's going out on Saturday is my favourite. I go to the moment up until an episode goes out on in the week up until the Saturday. All I can think about is that episode, and that episode is absolutely my favourite for all time. The second it's gone out, I never look at it again, and I go on to the next episode, How Like a Man. And I can't ever really think about it. I think I'd give a shout out to an episode that I think will grow in stature over the years, because it's so beautifully and eloquently written, which is In the Forest of the Night. The sun, God, thank you. Very, very wise people on that writing. There were people who thought it was maybe scientifically inaccurate. They're wrong. I checked with the scientists. And I think it's any piece of television includes the line of dialogue, catastrophe is the metabolism of the universe, as a part of popular entertainment. Has to be, so maybe that. Frank Cottrell was an absolute genius and a tremendously lovely man, who now and then can be persuaded to leave Liverpool. The young lady there.
Jenna, what were you going to say to Danny when he died?
She did say, she said, I love you. And not just in any way, as in, I love you, I'm saying this for the first time and the last time. But it was all too late. So she actually did say it, and I don't think she will know whether he heard her or not. But that's what she was saying to him.
Thank you. And there's a young man with a microphone. Yeah.
Well, after the first question about the sonic screwdriver got me thinking, if he can use it to tear a head crab off Clara, why can he still not use it to open a wooden door?
Now look, Sonny. Are crabs made of wood? No, they're not. Where is the questioner? No. Well, that's because the sonic screwdriver, which is a real thing invented by actual scientists, who helped us with the Moon is an Egg episode, can work on wood. It's got a wood limiter. Unless it doesn't. It's almost, I don't know, sometimes I think, it's a momentary delusion, but sometimes I think Doctor Who is entirely made up. Then I think, oh God, no, of course it doesn't work on wood. The Doctor, okay, to give a serious narrative answer to that, because the Doctor is completely mad, right? And he gets up every night and he puts new apps on his screwdriver. Really important things like, I want to be able to find the word forest in any book I ever read. And and all the useful stuff in the screwdriver is no longer there. It can't unscrew anything anymore. He deleted the app for unscrewing. It's the stupidest device of all time. Right? It's not actually useful in a crisis. It's useful in a very small crisis. That's what it is, and it's not useful in wood.
Good question, good answer. We've only got time for one more question. I'm really sorry, and there's a young lady with the mic there.
When you were old in the last scene, was that you, or was it an old person?
that was me. That was me after 4 hours, I think it was, and with a very heavy neck piece. And then Peter came in to see me in prosthetics, and everyone started to act quite differently towards me and treating me rather gently and with a lot more respect.
A lot to look forward to.
No, yes, it was me.
And was it weird?
Yeah, I've got some brilliant selfies.
We've run out of time, so thank you for your brilliant questions, everyone.